I'm Shaun Malpass. I'm an engineering lecturer. I generally teach level 2 and I do all the PEO day release apprentices in the workshop mainly, and then a little bit of level 3 on the full-time course. It's the Apple TVs. We had them introduced to us by Mr. Andrew Cartwright, and then the televisions have been put into the workshop, and then the Apple TV boxes followed, and then with the iPads it allows us to access the information on the internet, also upload pictures, videos, etc. Generally the way I've done it, I've used it, we've made iMovies, so I'll take a lot of stills, photographs, and then upload them into an iMovie, and you can put descriptives on and explanations, and then they can watch the movie. Once they've had a demonstration as a group demonstration and they don't always pay attention, you can then pinpoint them back to it, or take them as a group and say, there you go, through the Apple TV off your iPad, and they can then watch the demonstration as many times as they need. I think from a tutor's point of view, I don't have to repeat myself as much. So although we do a lot of group demonstrations at the very beginning of the course and when we go through the training stages, you tend to find those who forget the individual bits you've constantly repeating. But with the videos or with the pictures, you can just say, there's the iPad, go and look it up, watch the video, any more questions. So it stops me having to repeat it lots of times. The learners find it good from a visual point of view, because you can explain it to them, and sometimes you can draw it on the whiteboard and stuff like that, and you can do pencil sketches, but sometimes actually seeing the actual image in the workshop, it's quite good for that. You're actually seeing it in the place where they are. I think that there is the opportunity there, because sometimes, especially in the training stages, it's quite rigid.
Right.
So it's, this week we're doing this, then we do this, then we do that in the training stages. Whereas when we get into the practicals, it's more fluid. So if they miss a part of the training stage, they could miss quite a big step. So then they need to be able to go back and look at something, or some kind of demonstration or image or visual aid, and that helps them. Definitely, it does help. It gives the learners a point of reference, especially if you're in a workshop and you could have up to 20 people in the workshop. So, and there's myself and the technician, and a lot of people asking questions, and you can be quite busy running around all over the workshop. And you could be at the top of the shop and they could be at the bottom of the shop, and rather than they stand by a machine and wait for you, they can then go to they can go obviously directly onto the internet and look it up through Moodle, or they can then use the iPad and access the Apple TV. They can watch the demonstration, watch the video, watch the training task, and go, okay, the light bulb comes on, and then they can carry on with what they're doing, and they don't necessarily need my assistance, or the technician's assistance.
So it gives them a sense of independence then, from what you're saying, really?
Yeah, I mean, the whole ethos around with the apprentices in the workshop is they've got to be free thinking, they've got to do it for themselves. You give them the training, but then you've got to let them go, and they've got to start looking at trying to find the solutions and the answers themselves. So it gives them a little bit of a way of finding it without waiting for me. Obviously, for further support, there's always your e-drivers. I mean, they are really useful, and it's finding time in your timetable and their timetable. And sometimes it can only be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, have a quick show, demonstration of something, and you're away, and then you can play with it and expand it and make it suit your lessons. So always look for your e-driver.